Hello, Class 4-1 Orange Group. Mr. Waterman here with today's language arts lesson on Thursday, September 9th, 2021. I hope you all are doing safe and well, and I hope you all enjoyed the grammar lesson in the previous period. Now we're going to move into the story portion of language arts. Before we get into today's activity, we are going to go over the answers from the activities that you completed a few days ago now on Monday, in Monday's class. Okay, we had 3 workbook pages to complete, pages 88 through 90. I will go over those answers now. On page 88, this was proofread for spelling. We had to proofread the story. We had to circle the 6 misspelled words, and then we had to write the correct spellings on the lines below. If you completed the activities okay, that is fantastic, great. Check them with a red pen. If you were too busy or forgot to complete it, this is a good time for you to write the answers in. Please remember that when you come into school, bring all materials with you. Okay, for the students that have emailed me their work, I have printed your work, I have checked your work, so thank you very much, and I have given you credit for the work. If I haven't received anything from you, you need to bring it in, okay? Let's first go over the spelling words that we're working with. ND, NG, NK, NT, FT, XT, and NP. Basic words. Please repeat after me. Number 1, next, N-E-X-T. 2, end, E-N-D. 3, camp, C-A-M-P. 4, sank, S-A-N-K. 5, sing, S-I-N-G. 6, drink, D-R-I-N-K. 7, hunt, H-U-N-T. 8, stand, S-T-A-N-D. 9, long, L-O-N-G. 10, stamp, S-T-A-M-P. 11, pond, P-O-N-D. 12, bring, B-R-I-N-G. Now, let's look at the story. I needed to buy a stamp to mail my letter. The word stamp is incorrect. Let's circle it and let's spell it correctly. S-T-A-M-P. I was at the end of a log line at the post office. It should not be log. It should be long, L-O-N-G. One person in line started to sang. That is incorrect. It should be sing, S-I-N-G. Next, another took a drink from a water bottle. Drink is incorrect. It should be D-R-I-N-K. Next, a grandpa tugged at a child and scolded, "Stand still." Stad is incorrect. It should be stand. S-T-A-N-D. I was about to give up and go home when I heard next. Next is incorrect. It only needs to have one T. N-E-X-T. And there you have it. Now, for number 7, for the next part, we had to write the letters to spell the basic words. Okay? So, Brie plus NG, bring. Number 8, pa plus ND, pond. Number 9, cat plus MP, camp. And number 10, sat plus NK, sank. Very easy. Okay? When you're finished, let's check the answers on page 89. Parts of a sentence. So it said to read each sentence, the action part has one line underneath it. We needed to draw 2 lines under the naming part. So we did number 1 together. Now let's check 2 through 5. Number 2, the action is play. The naming part is the puppy and kitten. The puppy and kitten play together. Oops, 2 lines. 3, a man and woman feed them. Feed is the action. A man and woman are the naming parts. 4, a boy and girl pet them. Pet is the action. A boy and girl are the naming parts. 5, an aunt and uncle visit. Visit is the action. An aunt and uncle are the naming parts. Now, for the next part, we needed to read each sentence. The naming part has 2 lines underneath it. We needed to draw 1 line under the action part. We did number 1 together. We did number 6 together. Number 7. Turtles and snails live in shells. Turtles and snails are the naming part. Live is the action. Number 8. Bees and wasps make hives. Bees and wasps are the naming part. Make is the action part. 9. Birds and mice build nests. Birds and mice are the naming part. Build is the action part. 10. Gophers dig burrows. Gophers are the naming part, and dig is the action part. There you go. When you're finished, go to page 90. Now we had to connect to writing. We looked at taking 2 short sentences and making them a new sentence with joined subjects. For the activity, we needed to read the sentences below, and we had to use the word "and" to combine their subjects. Then we had to write the new sentence on the line. So we did number 1 together. Let's look at numbers 2 through 4. 2. Seals live in cold places. Penguins live in cold places. The new sentence should be, seals and penguins live in cold places. Number 3, squirrels use the branches of trees. Crows use the branches of trees. The new sentence should be, squirrels and crows use the branches of trees. Number 4, baby finches are fed in nests. Baby cardinals are fed in nests. The new sentence should be, baby finches and baby cardinals are fed in nests. And there's our new sentence. That's it. These were your answers for the last few pages of the grammar workbook for animals building homes. Now for today's activity, as you can see, I have my classroom notebook. But if you don't have your classroom notebook, that's fine, because I have uploaded my file of notebook paper. You can please do your assignment, okay? And if you send it to me, make sure that you have your name, class, and student number at the top, like this. Taejun Lee, 4-1, number 50, and then today's date, which is September 9th, 2021, okay? If you have your classroom notebook with you, you won't need to do that, okay? So I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to open to a new page in my classroom notebook. It's been a while since we've used this, right? We've done quite a few activities. And I think I am on page 14 of my notebook. Okay. So for today's activity, we are looking at page number 208. Okay, now these are the last few pages of the story. You already have it in the PDF file that I sent out. Okay. Now, we were going to have a class discussion about this. But because we're not in school yet, I want to have you write the questions out and write your answers. And then if school opens next week, we can have a discussion about what you wrote. But the reason I want you to do this is because these are comprehension questions, and it tells me how well you understood the story. Plus, it's good practice for answering questions like this and to write them out. Okay? So, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put a title here, which is Animals Building Homes. We'll do the first question together, and then I'll have you do the other two questions on your own. So let's look at the first question. It says, how can you use the headings to find information in the selection? So let's write that out. So I'm going to put number 1 here. Please remember that numbers go on the left side of the margin. How can you use the headings to find information in the selection? So let's talk about this. I'll just go back and I'll start here. So this is a heading. a beaver's home. That's an example of a heading. Safe at home is an example of a heading. Building nest is an example of a heading. Careful builders is a heading. Working together is a heading. Making a burrow is a heading. Home improvement is a heading. Building a home is a heading, right? So we have just looked at many different examples of headings, right? So now they want to know, how can we use headings to find information? Well, I'm going to say the headings are larger in size than the rest of the information, right? So that's telling you to pay attention to those words. That tells us to pay attention as we read, so we can find those words that are in the headings, right? And the headings will explain the information more as we keep reading. Okay? Like this page is an example. I'll put it side by side so you can copy and listen. So, careful builders, that's our heading, right? So I know that as I read, I want to pay attention to the word building. I know when you build something, you're making something. How careful are they? Why are they careful builders? Well, I need to read to find out. I know some animals put a lot of work into building their homes. Okay, the animals are builders. Weaver birds make nests that hang from tree branches. The birds carefully, there it is, carefully and careful, weave grass and leaves together. Weaver birds use their feet and beaks to tie knots in the grass. Oh, I get it now. So with the headings will explain the information better as we read along. Okay? So after you finish copying number 1, let's copy number 2, question 2. We'll read it first. Numbers 2 and 3. Number 2, how are homes that people build the same? How are homes that people build the same as and different from the homes that animals build? I'm going to copy that question. Okay, I skipped the line. How are homes that people build the same as and different from the homes that animals build? Well, let's think about what animals build and what they use. Some animals, like birds, they use grass. Do people use grass to build their homes? Do people use spider web to build their homes? Now, these are differences I'm talking about, right? What else do a lot of animals use? Some animals use mud. Can people use mud to build their homes? Some animals build their homes in trees, right? Trees give us wood. Do people use wood to make their homes? I think that's a similarity. So for number 2, you can write down the ways that people build their homes the same and different than animals. Animals work together to build their homes. Do people work together to build homes? And then, when you're finished with question 2, please do the last question. I'm going to skip my line all the way down. And number 3 says, why does the author put some words in bold print? I'm going to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll start here for number 3. Why does the author put some words in bold print? I'm going to underline that. Bold print. Okay? So, when we talk about bold print, this is what we're talking about. Predators is in bold print. Offspring is in bold print. Survive is in bold print. Why does the author put words like that in bold print? The titles, right? The headings, they're in bold print, right? Here, the words mounds and saliva, those are in bold print too. Why do you think? Do you think it's because they're important? Hint, hint. And if they're important, why are they so important? Okay, so that's it. So all you need to do now, you need to answer questions 2 and 3 on your own. And please try to answer your questions in about 3 to 5 sentences. Okay? Answer your questions in 3 to 5 sentences. If you have any questions, you can email Mr. Waterman or you can send me a message on Class Dojo. Please remember, if you don't have your classroom notebook, that's okay. You can use the notebook paper template that I'm sending through, okay? Thank you guys again very much for all of your hard work the last few weeks. I really appreciate it. Fingers crossed that we can come back to school next week, okay? Take care, stay safe and well, and I will see you in Friday's classes, okay? Bye-bye for now.